Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and I have not been uploading for a while. That's probably not a good thing, but I have been trying to stream more. My youngest nephew is currently asleep. My sister had to drop them off here, because she has to go take care of something, and she cannot take them with her, so she's going to pick them up sometime tomorrow. So, that works out. The only annoying thing about that is that I did not get to spend time with my fiance today because of that. And that sucks. Anyway, I guess I could say, welcome to Nazim and Brandy Smith. I think that was Brandy Smith. Right when I started this, right when I started the stream, I got a notification for that, and I was like, "What already? What?" Oh yeah, it was originally Ions will go on Overlord of Death, but they changed their username to Nazim, which I found hilarious. Anyway, thank you so much to the two of you for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy your time on my channel, because, well, that's all I could really ask for from you guys, is that you enjoy the content, because otherwise, why would you, watch it? Anyway, this is going to be my review for Dr. Stone, Season 2, Episode 7. I just got done rendering episodes 8 and 9, and then 10 and the season finale will be next to edit. So, excuse me. This episode, I don't know if I mentioned it in this last episode or not, but this episode is when we kind of get Ukyo on our side. And at first he's kind of neutral, not on Tsukasa's side, yet not on their side as well. But it's only because the only reason he's not on Tsukasa's side is because Tsukasa's been killing people. And we finally find out what Yuzuriha's mission was in this episode. Essentially, when you're revived, you break out of a thin layer of rock. However, the statues that Tsukasa's been breaking have been, like you would expect statues to be. They'd be all rock. And essentially her mission is to try and reassemble the people. And if they can be reassembled with all the right pieces and everything and put back together, glued together and everything, they might have a chance at getting revived either way because of this. And from what we can see, when he was flashing back to that, when he found out what she was doing, she had already fixed up a bunch of people. So, that's good. And Ukyo only promises to help them if they can promise to not kill anybody during the fight. And obviously, Senku had already, decided we're going to do this without spilling a drop of blood. This is just now a requirement, instead of, a hope. So, they decide to try and storm the Miracle Cave, because if you can control the Miracle Cave, you essentially control the revival fluid and the gunpowder. So they essentially have like 20 seconds to storm the cave and try and get to the Miracle Cave, because that's how long they'll have before some of them decide to stay and fight instead of running away. So, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, Ukyo realizes that that's not Lillian Weinberg. So he essentially sees through Gen's impression, or rather he sees through I don't know if it was the recording he saw through, or his impression of her, I don't know which, but he knew it wasn't her, essentially. But yeah, he offers to help them in exchange for, not killing anybody else. And I'm sure he's tired of the killing, I am sure of that. And, the police officer ex-police officer decides that he's gonna hightail it and run, and claim that he's dead, essentially. He's gonna tell the guy to bring back that piece of stone on his eye and claim that he had gotten killed by Chrome, and just go start afresh somewhere. We'll see how far that gets you. No help, no science, no sort of support in case you run into an enemy, or a lion, for that matter. But yeah, Tsukasa and Hyoga at this point are at the grave site where Yuzuriha and Taiju have been going to, where the phone is buried. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, please don't tell me he's going to find the phone, because it wouldn't surprise me, and he does find the phone, because he plans to bury the remains of those people that died, because of the poison gas, and which he's not dead, obviously. And as he's digging a small grave to bury the little bit, he finds the phone. So, yeah, not good. So, by this point, they're storming the cave. Or at least that's what's happening at the end of it. Anyway. Oh, God. I am so sorry that it was only one episode for this one, but at the time, that was back when the episode first came out, and thus, didn't have any more to add to it. And I didn't feel like going and re-editing it and to add in the other 2 episodes. I could have, but I was lazy and I didn't feel like it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've just been procrastinating on recording because I just didn't feel like recording at the time. I just wanted to just listen to some ASMR. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, I found a bunch of ASMR videos. Like, those videos where people are talking to the camera and it's supposed to really sound good or sound really pleasing to the ear and all that kind of video. Except these are anime ones, where the person will play like a character, for example, and do like a little, for example, My Hero Academia, where they would do like a Deku and listener in a certain situation, and they play it out as if it was Deku in that situation. Obviously, the listener is mute, that we can't hear anything, but they act like they're talking to the person, and they kind of respond to whatever the heck they're saying. And some of the people can do very good impressions. Heck, I found one Shigaraki one that sounded point on how he sounds. I'm like, dang! But yeah, some of them, not so much on some of the characters, but then again, sometimes it's hard to pull off Deku's in his little voice, or Shoto's voice. It's kind of hard to pull off those two, but I know Phantom Savage can pull off a decent Bakugo, I know that much. But yeah, some of them were, more innocent. The most that happened in them is kissing, which I'm listening to some of this stuff, and I'm like, how can they sit down and record something like that? How are they even recording the sound effects, for example, like the kissing noise? It sounds like, I couldn't tell at first if it was kissing or something more lewd down there, if you can catch my drift. That's what it sounded like. I was like, what the heck is going on? Am I listening to kissing, or am I listening to something else? And yeah, some of the videos go full on sex. I can't even describe it, but I knew every time it would happen, because every time they would get to the sex part, the person, I think this is like a trend or something among this thing, but whenever someone does like a sex scene, they would make like a slapping sound like that, for example, to indicate, And I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? Because I enjoy listening to those things. And I know this is getting personal, but it turns me on. I will say that. I'm like, what the fuck? What did I just discover about myself? Oh my god. If you guys have any channels you guys listen to, what I really listen to a bunch is, what was it called? Yagami Yato, I think that's what it was. I'll try and link it in the description so you guys can check it out, but he does, oh my god, the voice he does for Shoto, at first it's okay, but then it gets to where he does, like villain Shoto stuff, and I'm like, holy cow, that voice is illegal. What how seductive it sounds. I'm like, oh my god. You just gotta listen to it yourself, and you'll realize what the heck I'm talking about. Anyway, if you've gotten this far in the video and you've heard all this, just comment that you have or whatever. I really don't know what else you can comment, but anyway, that's all I had to say, and I'll see you guys next time.